was a couple that said, you know what? God has placed it in my heart to help out the dope fiend, to help out the gang member, to help out the prostitute. Basically, to help out someone that can't help themselves. God has placed it in my heart to open up my house and trust Him and say, you know what? Come inside and let me show you God's Word. Let me pray for you. Let God use me in your life to restore you and show you the life you're supposed to live. But did you know that in this apartment, this little rehab apartment, he was there for 10 years before he actually moved on to the next phase, got a building, and basically started the beginning of, back then we were Victory Temple, before we were Victory Outreach. See, what I'm trying to tell you is that in that time, imagine how many of us would have got discouraged at 2 years. Okay, Lord, I've been letting drug addicts in my house for 3-4 years now. They've been burning me. They stole some of my stuff. You know, someone broke into my apartment. People came in and I thought the guy got it together. The next thing you know, all that time I invested in him, he's gone. He's back on the streets again, over and over, battling and facing discouragement for 10 years. So that's why when I hear him say these words, a good measure of a man's potential is in how easily or not he lets himself get discouraged. They carry weight with me. They carry weight with me because I know that our ministry would not be where it's at today if Pastor Sonny had let himself get discouraged. If he had faced discouragement and said, you know what, I'm going to try something else. I might as well try something else. This isn't working. No, he fought discouragement head on. Head on. And he kept moving forward. He kept moving forward. Do you ever get discouraged? Has life or people ever disappointed you? You see, it's one thing that we all experience, and it's one thing that we all have in common, but what separates some from others is in how we respond to it. We have and we all will face it, but we all can overcome it. Amen? We all can overcome the mountain of disappointment. Now, the reason why I'm sharing so much on this is because the very same steps that we take to overcome disappointment will teach us to be an overcomer in life. What is an overcomer? An overcomer is a person that rises above. An overcomer is a person that gets past, that bounces back, that keeps moving forward. So first I want to cover is, what are the causes of discouragement? What are the causes of discouragement? Most reasons for discouragement revolve around memory. You see, memory can be a blessing or memory can be a curse. The people of Israel, they were guilty of focusing on all the negative. Memory was a burden that hindered their progress. So the first cause of discouragement would be the things we remember. The things we remember. Verse 3 says this, "Who is left among you that saw this house in her first glory?" Now, it was 520 BC, and it had been 66 years since the temple had been destroyed. There was a generation amongst the people that had seen the first temple. So amongst the people at that time, there was a good group of them that had seen the house in its former glory, that had seen the original temple. They had seen how breathtaking it was. Commentaries say that just by calculating all of the precious metals and all the work that went into it, it was a temple that possibly in the gold alone was worth over $20 million. You see, they remembered the glory days. Those same people looked at the temple now that they were building and they let discouragement set in. Turn with me to the book of Ezra. Ezra chapter